All right, guys, we have 8 urinals here. Today we're going to try and rank these, put them on this tier list. But I do want to give you a fair warning. There's a little bit of context about me. I'm one to not use a urinal, if I'm at home, not really a urinal guy, It's more convenient that way. At least that's the way I see it. But don't judge me on that because when I go into public, you will never see me sitting down. I will never go butt to seat on a toilet. If there's any possible way, I will make it home. Now, that being said, sometimes you gotta go when you gotta go. And I'm not talking number one, I'm talking number two. Okay? So I got 8 urinals here today, and we're gonna rank them. Okay? I have no feelings about this at the moment. I haven't really gone through this. This is, my first take, and I don't think this will be my last take either, in the sense that this is episode one. This might be a 10-part series, so stay tuned. But yeah, we're gonna start off with the old classic right here. We have what is that? Automatic sensor urinal. So this is usually wall mounted. I mean, most urinals do have the ability to flush, but some of these might not. Now, the 8 that I've chosen here, I just found off the internet, and I may have some experience with some. Maybe I don't. I know you guys see this one. Um, Never had experience with that, but we'll get to that. But I want to start off with the sensor urinal. Now, it's convenient when a urinal has the water, right? It kind of pisses me off when, no pun intended, but when a urinal doesn't have a flushing capability. Why would you not have that? Because then, at some point it gets clogged. I don't know if anybody cleans the non-flushable urinals, but it gets clogged. You just pee on top of that. It just piles up. It's not really that fun of an experience. And you see that little that fruit holder looking thing, the urinal cake, and it's not a cake at all. I mean, that might even be a spin-off of this series, and we might do a urinal cake review and a tier list. But yeah, just to start off, I do like it when urinals have sensors, so I'm putting that at A tier. I'm gonna just address the elephant in the room. This looks like a trash can, right? It's not a trash can. This is something that I found online. I've never had experience with it, so let me know how you guys have gone about this. But this is a corner urinal. Kind of an interesting idea. I feel like it could be mistaken for a trash can often, but we're just gonna put that up on C, because I mean, you don't really want to be backed up in a corner when you're trying to piss. I mean, that's like the whole point of peeing outside. In the great outdoors, which that'll probably be in episode two. In the great outdoors, you have the infinite space to fill up with your bladder, right? With the corner urinal, you're congested, you're tight, you don't feel as free, and the point of a urinal is to make you feel free, and for you to freely, be able to pee the way you really want. Now that brings me on to my next one, the trough. The trough urinal has a special place in my heart because I think it was created by Romans, and they're pretty cool, right? So it's convenient. There's no need for plumbing other than just transportation of the pee itself. However, would I use this? No. And this is going to be quite a subjective tier list. So if you guys disagree with me, give this video a like and comment and let me know. But I'm putting this in E. It's not an F because of how convenient it is. That's the only thing that's saving it. But for the sake of using it, I would not want to use this, especially because there's no walls. There's nothing protecting you from the person beside you. There's no way I'm ever going to use that. But the fact that it's so convenient saves it from being an F tier. Now, I brought this up before, but we're going to talk about this. What is this? To my understanding, this is a children's urinal. Now, as a person who doesn't like using these plumbing services, I'm not going to want my child to use this. Now, I don't have a kid, but it's I think this teaches a child the wrong idea. You're not always going to have a urinal to use. So sometimes you got to use something else. And even then, is a kid really going to pee in the face of a shark frog? I don't think so. And maybe that's just a bit too specific to this urinal itself, but I don't want to be too critical, but I don't think kids can use urinals. It's a bit too difficult. Even as a kid, when I had to use a urinal, I will say I probably missed 80%. So if this is just more hassle for the person, that's coming out after him. So that's why this is going in E tier. And you know what? I'm just gonna get this one out of the way too. This is an artistic urinal. Artistic urinals are kind of interesting. You know, I'm a man of art. I like a little bit of art. It has a cover, which I think actually adds value because although it may be a little bit more hassle to use, you don't see everything that's sitting in it. Now, this might be one of those that has plumbing installed in it, meaning it has a sensor or something where it actually flushes. Now, that would make it really convenient, and I think this will look nice in like a classy environment. This is more of, I believe, like a probably a hotel, upper echelon hotel home vibe. So it's probably something I would use because it's in an area that I would want to use it. So because of that, I'm putting that at B tier. It looks nice. Now let's move on to the floor mounted urinal. What is the point of this? I don't know if this is meant to accommodate multiple different heights. If it is, kudos, but that doesn't save it. All right. Now I'm already leaning a specific way for this, and I'm thinking there's a letter that this goes to specifically in this tier list. Now, a floor mounted urinal isn't something I'd like because you gotta aim down. And if you're aiming down, you might hit a stray on your shoe. That makes me kind of mad. If there's not adequate wallage on the urinal, you're not going to really get much of the the splashback coverage that you might want to protect what is that you are wearing. So I'm just gonna have to put this on D. Yeah, it might be a little bit more convenient, but at the end of the day, it's not nice for the person to use. I was kind of leaning towards E tier, but I can't compare it. I can't put that and the trough in the same one. So that trough might be going down to F soon. But let's move on to the next one. This one is the standard wall mounted urinal. I think this one specifically may have flushing purposes intended. However, we're going to consider this as a non-flushable wall mounted. Now, what's different about that? As I said earlier, it collects. It collects all gunk, grime, and there's no way to flush it. So it just sits there, and if it doesn't work properly, you're just going to walk into the bathroom and you're going to see it. What is the point of that? I understand you're saving water, but you're not saving my eyes. So because of the environmental impact that it's trying to save, I guess it's a little bit better. If it's in a cleaner area, yeah, maybe, but since it has so many downfalls when it comes to being in a public area, I'm putting that as C. Now, this one might be a bit too specific, but I just put it in here because I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. This is a small urinal. Whether it's flushable or not, small urinals are the most pointless thing in the world. If I wanted to use a small urinal, I would pee in a Gatorade bottle. I'm not sponsored, but that's what I would do. There's no point in having a small urinal because the point of the urinal is to collect urine. If you guys don't know about the word urinal, it is derived from the root word urine. The problem with this specific one is that it's small. It doesn't collect urine. I don't even know if this one could probably, collect it fast enough. What if it starts overflowing? Then the spillage would be insane, especially if you're using this next to someone. I mean, they may even get hit with it. So because of that, I'm putting small urinals at F. Small urinals are so bad. You can't use a small urinal. It's unusable. What's the point of that? Now this is episode 1 of our urinal tier list. Only had 8. I'm surprised we didn't have an S tier. If I had a plumbing appliance that I would put on S tier, it would be a regular toilet. Now, I'm not talking any regular toilet. I'm talking my regular toilet at my house. That is the thing that raised me. That is what I grew up with, and I will stand by that. I want to get buried next to that. All right? That's a S tier toilet. Now, why is that different from a urinal? Way easier, way better, more versatile. It takes 2 kinds of excrement. That's double the power. Gallons of flushing capability. I mean, we might have to do another spinoff of just toilets. This is gonna be kind of crazy to, post, but this is it. Let me know if you guys have any other urinal recommendations that we should do in the next episode, or any toilet recommendations, or if you want me to do a completely different tier list in general. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.